Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for convening this, and thank you both for coming. Haiti right now is a complete disaster. I mean, this is as bad as it's ever been, and I followed it, not just because South Florida, where I live, is an enormous Haitian-American community, 650 miles from Miami. It's everything that happens there is both heartbreaking and at the same time has a direct impact on the state of Florida and ultimately on the country. I think it's about as bad a situation as any on the planet. It doesn't get the attention I believe it deserves, but I know a few places on Earth right now that are confronting the challenges that they're facing, and despite Haiti's long history of problems and challenges, this is probably, I could be corrected, but this is probably as bad as it's been in a long time. 60% of the country is controlled by gangs. When the most powerful person in your country is nicknamed barbecue, that's not a good thing, okay? And it's 60% of the country is controlled by gangs led by people like that guy. 75% of its major cities controlled by gangs. I think it was last year that they seized the Varo port and denied people couldn't get water, they couldn't get fuel, they couldn't get medicine, they couldn't get, just unbelievable that would happen. They haven't had an election since 2017. There isn't a single democratically elected leader in the entire country. And then you think about the impact it's had on migration. I think in 2023 alone, the Coast Guard just this year has intercepted 7,400 people, and those are the ones that lived long enough to be intercepted. We don't know how many people have died in that path, but we know many have. And that doesn't count those who are stranded in the Bahamas and other places as well. Since 2020, 146,000 migrant encounters, albeit some obviously coming from third countries where maybe they were working construction, the work dried up, and then they made their journey here as well, but also a very dangerous voyage. So, and look, the talk has been about an international force. The truth of the matter is the last one that was there didn't end very well. They brought cholera. They were accused of abuses against the population, including sexual abuse. So I understand the reluctance of countries from around the world in getting engaged in this endeavor. Frankly, we spent a lot of time thinking about, we filed our bills together. We have the Haitian Criminal Collusion Transparency Act that Senator Menendez and I have filed. Senator Warnock and I introduced the Haitian Economic Lift Program Extension Act to ensure that the trade benefits are extended to 2035. But I don't want to pretend that I have an answer in my back pocket here over how to solve this problem. This is a really difficult Rubik's Cube to line up. There was a lot of problems going on. Some are historic and long-standing, some are more recent. There's the whole structure of their government. It's not on us to structure their government, but they tried to marry up this French and American system and ended up with a system of government constitutionally that I think is flawed by design and has contributed somewhat to some of this. Security is something everybody agrees you have to have before anything else is possible, but you got a significant percentage of the national police are applicants currently waiting for the parole program that the Biden administration has created. That's never a good sign when the people that are supposed to be doing that believe their best option is to leave the country. So I think as much as anything else in today's hearing, and I know it's an unfair question in many cases, but asking what is the Biden administration's plan or view of what the solution here is. I know there's been some efforts at the UN Security Council and so forth, because frankly, I'm at a loss for understanding this is not a blame assignment. This is sort of a testament to the intricacy of this problem, how difficult it is. What's the way forward? Because it is having an impact on the United States. This is not halfway around the world. This, as I said, is not far from Florida and the southeast United States. So I appreciate you coming in to answer this very difficult question. At least begin to get a sense of what the outlines are of what the way forward is and what we can do, what the United States can do to be a part of a solution, some ray of hope, and what otherwise continues to be an escalating disaster.